This is for you. I'm committed to the bit. So, Excuse me. Disclosure Day follows two individuals evading a government agency as they work to expose 80 years of extraterrestrial secrets in order to unite a sad world on the brink of war. Sounds pretty topical, huh? Now, with 79-year-old Steven Spielberg reuniting with a 94-year-old John Williams for their 30th and potentially final picture, it's fair to say, going in, I knew we were in for a treat, and one I certainly feel privileged enough to witness in my lifetime, so already this was one of my most anticipated films of the year. Off the rip, the film kind of feels larger than life. The opening act was honestly quite charming in a way that came off like it knows it's something special, and thankfully the rest of the film maintains that energy, identity, and importance throughout the runtime, which rarely drags, if ever. Like, I am always amazed with Spielberg's ability to consistently engage audiences. It's seen in the sometimes playful humor, and its clever reveals, and its subtle commentary on wars and largely human nature as a whole. Sounds pretty ambitious, right? And with a film juggling this many themes, it begs the question, how does it balance it all out? How does it present? Does it stick the landing? Well, I'm glad to say this absolutely worked for me. The ideas revealed in this flex with such creative ambition and are steadily revealed with gentle ease in a way that kept me absorbed by it all and fascinated until credits. Like, there are moments in here that took me back to a childlike feeling where I was merely hooked, watching with wonder and genuine excitement. Like, no joke, I think my heart stopped a few times while I found myself simply smiling in awe. Those moments are few and far between, which I think makes them all the sweeter. But that's not to say it's a boring film, it's not in any means, but the pacing is definitely more lax than what you're likely used to. It does take its time to breathe, and some scenes are kind of just missing a score, which some might argue halts the momentum or urgency, and yes, with John Williams composing, it's something I appreciated when featured, but when you're able to stay this intrigued with the characters and story without necessarily being starved for something, I think it's a testament to the talent on screen and technical skills behind the camera. Notably, Emily Blunt was excellent in the film. She centers the story flawlessly and captivated me in a way that I've yet to see done this year. What everyone's failing to mention, though, is the rest of the supporting cast is just as good. Specifically, Josh O'Connor, Coleman Domingo, and Colin Firth, resembling an antagonist, were all very fitting and graciously handled material of this scope with ease. Like, there's even some lines in here that stuck with me, and I can't really remember a time that's happened since, I guess since Jaws last year.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
A what?
From a technical perspective, it's simply remarkable how much they're able to get done with such innovation. Some of you have probably seen this shot from the trailer, which is a good contender for my favorite shot of the film, but I was just as surprised to see more than a few long takes paired in its few but riveting action scenes where the camera stays dynamic, swift, and constantly moving with the urgency, further reflected by the story to magical results. I'll say for audiences who've been following the extraterrestrial crumb trails over the years, from whistleblowers, speculative footage, and the many overlooked reports, sightings, and personal accounts, it's safe to say you're going to get a lot out of this movie if you're already a fellow believer. But without spoilers, it's almost shockingly not as much about the aliens as I initially thought, at least, which might disappoint, but honestly kind of works in its favor given how much is going on here. One of the main points I've seen made against the film online is that it's somewhat divisive with the breadth of sci-fi concepts, some of which perhaps coming off a bit overwhelming or confusing at times, which I could see being the case if you lack imagination, because no, that's dumb, that's stupid. Like, I can see if you're a smooth-brained non-believer who isn't all that tuned into this topic, sure, maybe you're a bit torn, especially with how unexpectedly cheeky some of the material is taken, but I think that's what makes it work for me. It's all in that Spielbergian presentation. It's handled almost kind of mainstream, it's widely acceptable, and I'm honestly surprised it didn't lose me. Like, with anybody else directing, it easily could've, but this is a film that's remarkably capable of balancing so much while staying afloat. It's honestly kind of a magic trick. With all that to unpack and the highly suspicious timing of this release generating some speculation, the question on everyone's mind is, does this film in any way serve as kind of a soft launch for real disclosure? And I think the answer is a little bit complicated. Now, despite the level of passion brought to deliver said disclosure, it's safe to say this is undeniably a more imaginative take on the situation. It feels very fantastical and not too dissimilar from Spielberg's previous sci-fi attempts. Like, it's kind of got this whimsical element to it, which could turn some people off, but I think it kind of won me over. What made it all come together was an unexpected amount of heart. There's some tender beats that proved effective, and it's truly a compelling picture through and through. Like, you leave feeling like you've somehow grown with its characters and its world, yielding a bigger understanding and appreciation for our place in the universe and how people should simply treat one another, which to me is a rather novel idea and, importantly, a desperately topical message we need. Guys, overall, when Spielberg hits, he smashes with a home run. It's fresh, original, exciting, which leads me to perhaps a bit of a generous but ultimately deserving and triumphant 8.9 out of 10. I liked it more than Project Hail Mary. It's truly a fantastic picture. Take your mom, take your grandma, take the family, fuck film Twitter. Step aside, y'all. This one takes my number one spot as my personal favorite of the year. I didn't give it the highest score, but it is personally, so far, my favorite of the year. But hey, that pretty much does it. You know how it goes. That's my time. Thanks for stopping, watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, wear your seatbelt, wash your hands, and stay black. Deuces.